Play for this. I know what song I'm gonna play for this. I know what song I'm gonna play for this. I'm gonna play this. What's beef? That's what I'm gonna play. What's DEI? What's
Iceberg Slim, the most shady, Frankie Baby. We here.
Do you know what beef is?
yes?
Do you know what beef is? Ask yourself.
One topic today.
Check out this bizarre rapper style used by me. The B.I.G. I put my key, you put your key in. Money will be seeing, we'll reach the fucking ceiling. Check it. My calico been cop. This rap Alfred Hitchcock drop top notch. Player hating gon' stop. This instant. Rappers too persistent. Quick to spit. Biggie name on shit. Make my name taste like ass when you speak it. See me in the streets, your jewelry, you can keep it. That be our little secret. See me, B that is, I that is, G Wiz. Motherfuckers still in my biz.
They don't like when they
my
speak
nigga
on
gotta
politics.
fucking kidnap kids. Fuck them in they ass.
You'll be alright.
With the bridge. That's how it is. My shit is laid out. Fuck that beef shit.
be okay.
That shit is played out. Y'all got the goal. All I make is one phone call. All y'all disappear by tomorrow. All your guns is borrowed. I don't feel sorrow. Actually, your man passed the gap to me. Now check this. What's beef? Beef is when you need two cats to go to sleep. Beef is when your mom's to me. Now check this. What's beef? Beef is when you need two cats to go to sleep. Beef is when your moms ain't safe. To be in ICU. One more time.
What's beef?
Beef is when you make your enemies start your Jeep.
Yeah.
Beef is when you roll no less than 30 deep.
Yes.
Beef is when I see you. Guaranteed to be in ICU. Check it. I done smoked with the best of them. Shot at the rest.
Anyway, let's not waste any time. 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 Your boy's a little under the weather. I'm a little under the weather. It hasn't been a very dramatic week. How often do I get a cut? About 2 weeks. Aunt, what up, Aunt? Checking in. Chelsea, what up? About 2 weeks. I don't even really consider this a cut. I consider this a light little lineup. If it was up to me, it would be a week, every week. I remember when I was younger, I used to be in that puppy every week. I was in there every week. You dig me? I was in there every week, getting it done. Now, today is not going to be a heavy, long show, but I don't want to jinx it because anytime I say something, it always goes the Hollywood way. Because I'm a little sick. Us soft liberals, libtards. If you voted for Donald Trump, you would not have gotten sick, HQ. Soft snowflakes, liberals. But today I have one thing that's heavy on my mind. If y'all have other things to talk about, I know I'm supposed to be your hip hop representative. I'm supposed to be the guy that brings common sense to the hip hop world, but I have been bringing common sense to the political world. I would like to just bring common sense to life. And this week, heavy on my mind was DEI. I had enough. I mean, I could talk to y'all. There are a number of things that happened this week that I could talk to y'all about, right? I could talk to you about Cash Doll at the Joe Budden podcast. I could talk to you about Offset's fight. I could talk to you about the Tyson and Jake Paul fight. I could talk to you about Carmelo Anthony and Kyan Anthony committing. I could, but there are more pressing issues in our country. And yesterday I was triggered. This snowflake was triggered. Fox News triggered me. That's right. They triggered me. You see, in this image in the background that you see right here, you understand me? In the image in the background,
this is Donald Trump.
Fox News.
Incredible.
Fox News.
Fox News.
Fox News said this in a heavy moment of twisting the truth. Right?
About this potential group coming in.
They said this.
Just talking about this, I think Joey made a great point. This cabinet represents an incredible amount of diversity compared to any other administration that we've really seen. When you think about the true nature of diversity, that is what people believe, the backgrounds they come from, intellectual, ideological diversity. What?
Yeah. Now we have to break. If you want to understand something, you got to break it down, and you got to start from the smallest molecule. You got to break it down to the smallest molecule. Right? So I know what. See, first you got to identify what Fox News was trying to do there. You got to identify. Fox News knew. See, that's what happens. They knew that no matter how much propaganda they feed the audience, right? Your eyes, ears, nose, mouth, your senses still work. Most importantly, your eyes still work here. So when you see this picture, the last thing you're going to think of is diversity. That is the last thing you're going to think of. So what Fox News is doing, probably at the behest of the Trumpster, is trying to convince you that the most important type of diversity is the diversity of ideology, which I have fundamental issues with anyway. Like, every individual on planet Earth has different experiences. Yes. Some of us have shared experiences. Yes. But we're not going to play Ring Around the Rosie. Let's start from scratch. The number one thing is these people are not as diverse in ideology. So let's debunk that. They are not diverse in ideology, especially from the political standpoint. Thank you, Ed. From the political standpoint, all staunch conservatives. That's number one. Yes, conservatives have had different experiences, but when you tell me ideology, wait. The ideology is the same. They also share one common thing. They would not balk back at Donald Trump. And a lot of you were in the comments saying, Wall HQ, why does that matter? Because believe it or not, even the people in your administration, they tend to be the last line of defense for coonery. The people in your administration tend to be the last line of defense for coonery. If Elizabeth Warren not going to get to you, right? Let's say you present something or you're doing something egregious. As much as it is the job of the Attorney General to work with you, it is also the job of the Attorney General, the highest prosecutor on the land, to make sure that you yourself aren't endangering these United States of America from a domestic standpoint. That the private businesses you have, right? So now, when you sit here and tell me they all have the same ideology, diverse work of life, they have different ideology, I'm sorry. You want to train the human brain to feed into what you're saying. No, Elon is not a citizen. Which is, okay, it's not about race. Cool. Okay, it's not about race. But from a probability standpoint, why is it so probable that your administration ends up looking like this at the beginning, right? And you still got to select a few more people. So they're going to give, I'm sure when too many people like me keep yapping, they'll throw an honorary role at Tim Scott and tell him to shut up. They're going to make Tim Scott HUD, Housing Urban Development. They're going to hit Tim Scott with something. Right? So I have a see, that's the thing. It's not even about black people only. And that's the thing. DEI then turned into a code word, and woke, DEI and woke then turned into, it ain't even that. It's when we're sitting here, right? When we look at like the Hispanic representation here being Marco Rubio, dog, I have a brain. Marco white passing. He used that Hispanic card when it worked for him. Diversity ain't only about race, so I don't understand why we constantly keep doing that. He was queer. He was disabled. Right? And then we will get to the definition of diversity, equity, and inclusion, but it does not mean you have to mandate roles to these people, but it does stand for something that we can point out. When you start assigning roles, when you start, you look at a company, and you're like, whoa, this is not a representation of America. Is this the representation of America? Oh, am I missing something? Okay, so let's break it down. Let's understand it from a small molecule, right? DEI stands for diversity, equity, and inclusion. Is a term used to describe policies and programs that promote the representation and participation of different groups and individuals. DEI encompasses people of different ages, races, ethnicity, abilities, disabilities, genders, religions, cultures, and sexual orientation. Nothing about that says diversity of thought. And on top of that, nothing about here is diverse about their thoughts. They're all staunch conservatives that are loyal to MAGA. What are we talking about? Who do y'all think y'all be talking to? I have to remind myself I'm educated, but at the same time, that doesn't mean I'm not liable to a crash out. DEI could mean diversity of thoughts. Y'all are letting these people play games with your brain. Okay, let's start there. What is diverse about the way these people think? Let's keep it at politically. Let's keep it at politically. You want to go one by one? Because we still haven't talked about qualification. Right? DEI is what you guys use, right? For any non-straight white man that you don't like in order to discredit their position. Let me repeat that again. You lots have bastardized DEI, and you're now using it as an insult to discredit any non-straight white man that you don't like or that does not align with your staunch conservative beliefs. That is the fact of the matter. That is the fact of the matter. I'm still waiting on somebody to tell me what is diverse about these people's thoughts. There's got to be someone in the class that can answer this. I'll wait. Before we start getting to actual qualifications, before I get to Kamala Harris, before I get to Matt Gaetz as an attorney general, possibly, Before I get to Elon Musk, and his qualifications to be able to lead a quote unquote Department of Government Efficiency. I'm waiting. It seems no one in the class has an answer. What is diverse about these people's thoughts? In fact, I'll challenge you more. You do not know these people's thoughts. You know one thing about them, you know Donald Trump likes him. And that's all you care about. You don't care about anything else. What are their thoughts? What's diverse about what Tulsi Gabbard thinks versus Mike Huckabee in regards to the conflict in the Middle East? Or Marco Rubio and Mike Huckabee. You are followers of Huckabee, correct? In fact, when it comes to the conflict in the Middle East, these two gentlemen share the same exact thoughts. I saw the lady walk up. Y'all know that older lady. Her name is not coming to me right now. She done walked up to Marco Rubio. She done walked up to Marco Rubio saying, "Hey, Marco, Senator Rubio, are you willing to demand a ceasefire right now?" And Marco went straight into the talking points. You know those talking points. Well, are you willing to condemn October 7th? Are you willing? I said, okay, cool. No problem. You entitled to do that, Marco. But tell me how that's diverse from Mike Huckabee, who's now the ambassador to Israel. Did you see his press conference? And y'all would say America first. You should have seen how Mike Huckabee was talking at that press conference. Okay, so we no one is here is gutsy enough to talk to me about diversity of thoughts. So we all agree. I don't know, some new guys gonna come in the chat. He's gonna be like, oh, but we all agree. The rest of us right now, this is how your mans talk. We're gonna win big league. We're gonna have a diversity of thoughts. We're gonna win like no one's ever won. You never have to vote again. No goddamn diversity of thoughts. Okay, let's move on. Let's start talking about qualifications. Remember, I said, same thing with woke. They done bastardized woke. They done bastardized woke. What was you talking about? You don't know what woke means. Right? Woke is specific to African American culture. Specific to my African American brothers and sisters. Someone that is awake and aware of what's going on in America and get radicalized. I thought that was dope. I said, hey, I love that. Let's go ahead and hand that over. Let's go ahead and hand that over to the other people of color, or specifically black people across the diet. Yo, I'm with it. I'm Nigerian American. I said, oh, okay, I get you. Hey, I'm woke about colonization. I said, I'm with you. I like that. It is always a problem once it leaves black people worldwide. Then it landed in the hands of F-150 Twitter. Why y'all let that happen? F-150 Twitter. F-150 Twitter got a hold of woke. Turned into some bullshit. Now woke is anything that goes against your conservative thoughts, that makes you shiver in your boots and makes you have to open your goddamn brains to a different way of living. That's what y'all hijacked. That's what they hijacked it to. And I'm gonna get back to DEI because that's what they did to DEI. But I got to really understand what's happening with DEI. You got to understand what's happening with woke. The worst part about DEI though is we didn't even invent it. We didn't invent the word diversity. We didn't invent the word equity. We didn't invent the word inclusion. They've always existed in the dictionary. Woke, that's ninjas. That's ninjas. You can't even help it. In the case, in the month, you got to deep what I'm talking about. In the case, think about this. In the case of you of you not being able to understand that you are being accused of stealing from groups of people at every turn. You took a word. This is crazy. You took a word in which that group of people used to describe being aware of the stuff that you do. And you still jack that one. I would be ashamed. F-150 Twitter. I would be ashamed. Like, real talk. If I had any shame, I would be ashamed. I'm not trying to be dramatic. I would be ashamed. If I was in F-150 Twitter and one day I typed in woke on Urban Dictionary and I saw the definition of what it was supposed to really be, and I was using it in the context of what I'm using it, and using it and hijacking it to push back against progressive policies that tend to usually clash with the progress of Black Americans, I would be ashamed. Ain't no shame no more. I would be like, man, I would like, God damn. Are we this lost in the sauce? You ain't got no shame in your game. So if you're not even ashamed of that, how the hell are you going to be ashamed of DEI? The nerve of you. DEI, F-150 Twitter. Some of that should be helping your cousin. Yeah, you in Alabama, I hate the DEI, the Trumps. You got a cousin in Boston. And we're going to talk about qualification. Unlike you, she went to school. She finished high school in Alabama, did great on the SATs, got a scholarship. Got a scholarship up in Boston. Went to a company, did well in college, got recruited by a company, says we need to be more diverse. She had everything needed to be qualified for the role. Your white woman cousin, Sharon, is now making up north Boston money and can help your goddamn grandma. You screaming roll tide, Crimson Tide, yeah, football every Saturday. Go Tide, go. That DEI, that Trump, What are you talking about? Discrimination, exclusion, and inequity. You're an idiot. You're an idiot. I told myself last week I would stop being nice and start calling you people what you are. Idiots. Right? The system is not designed. And at no point have we seen evidence of this. The system is not designed to prioritize your race over your qualifications. Now let's transition to Kamala Harris. You want to critique Kamala Harris and the Democratic Party for a few things and how she became the nominee for president? Yes, original OG. How you create a fake position for somebody you want to talk about qualifications? What makes Elon Musk qualified to govern? What the fuck are you talking about? But you see no problem with that issue. You see no problem with that statement because the overall head of this BS right here wasn't qualified to govern. Holy shit. The ninja Trump was never qualified to govern. That's a fact. Bro builds spaceships. Tom Brady throws for 400 yards. Should I make him governor of Massachusetts? What the f is y'all talking about? I rap really well. I'm a great TikToker. I can't compare that. Oh, okay. All right, great. All right, no worries. I can't compare building space. Okay, no problem. No worries. What can we compare? Take athletics out. Should I make Bill 9? You wouldn't even do that. You get that job to RFK. Should I make Bill 9? Bill 9, the science guy? Should I make him Secretary of State? Okay. All right, cool. Let's keep pushing. So Kamala Harris, here's the critique. The critique that you should have for Kamala Harris. Are we going to get to Matt Gaetz? We're going to get to Matt Gaetz. We're going to get to Matt Gaetz. We're going to get to Matt Gaetz. With all due respect to Dr. Umar, I don't know what the hell he was talking about during that election. We're going to get to Matt Gaetz. Matt Gaetz, we're going to get to Matt Gaetz. But let me stay on Kamala Harris real quick. If you're going to critique the Democratic Party, but specifically Joe Biden, for not leaving room for a primary, fine. I'm with you. I ain't said nothing about Kamala Harris' race or ethnicity yet. And you want to talk about it so much. That's why I know the DEI shit is a parasite. Now let's talk about qualifications. You'd vote for a woman if she's qualified. What makes you more qualified than a district attorney, an attorney general, a senator, a vice president? Holy shit, bro. I am living in La La Land. Oh my fucking God. I'll wait. Okay, before I even do that, Andre, what are the three branches of government? What are the three branches of government? Andre, what are the three branches? No, ain't no 1 second. You should know this offhand. If you can talk about people's qualifications, you should know this offhand. Give me the three branches of government, Andre. Legislative, executive, and what? Thank you. Okay. Now, before becoming president, in all three branches, which one did Donald Trump serve in before 2016? Quickly. Okay, none. Okay, good. We're making progress. Okay, let's go 5 presidents back. Can we do that before we get to Kamala Harris? Who was president before he did run the country once? I have no idea what that means. Who was president? I'm not saying the 2024 election. I'm talking about the 2016 election. When you guys gave a non-government governor, a person, and when I say governor, I don't mean a state leader. I mean like someone that has governed before. Obama. Okay, great. Look, our DEI candidate Obama here. Goddamn DEI. I know that ninja never did anything. Okay, let's look at his resume. He was a member of the Illinois Senate from the 13th district. I love that. I love when a ninja does like groundwork. Like, you know, when you like, you're in the state Senate. You're doing it for love. Who wants to work in the state Senate? Boo. Oh, nigga, please. You can't even name your state senator right now. You in the state capitol. Boo. Obama. Ugh. Boo. Oh, wait a minute. Right after that, he became a senator. Boom. What a jump. Okay. So we see legislative branch from the state level But federal level, I like that. And then boom, superstar, became president right after. Okay. Before Obama, who was president? Let's do some Googles. We're gonna go 3 presidents back. 5 is a bit much. Bush, okay. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, can't get fooled again. Fool me once. Fool me once. Shame on you. No cap, I don't know the senator's job. Do you mean from a federal level or a state level? I'm not gonna insult you. I'm gonna actually applaud you for like asking that and saying that. So we can get into it. So I just want to know if you would talk like, cause I mean like, I don't know if you, man, like you understand what senators in Congress do or on a state level. Because they're both lawmakers like FMG Mac is saying. So I just want to make sure. But let's go to Bush. Okay, George Bush. We used to think George Bush was a bumbling dummy. Shout out to George Bush. Okay, I got you, Johnny. I got you. If I forget, Johnny, I'm gonna get back to it. We didn't lose the plot, Andre. I hate when y'all need to just do this. We didn't lose the plot. We are going to the last 3 to 4 presidents, and we're figuring out what their prior experiences were before becoming president. Don't you dare do that. Don't you dare. We ain't lose nothing. Okay, George Bush was in the military. I like that. I like that. I like that. Okay. Oh, look at that. George Bush, governor of Texas. I like that. I like that. All right. All right. I don't like how he jumped straight to governor, but I respect it. If your daddy was president, I respect it. I respect it. Before you become president, do a little governing. I get to Reagan on the side. Do a little governing. And George Bush became the United States president. Okay. Perhaps we can do one more person. Some people say he was the first black president, which is a wild thing to say. Saxophone playing Bill Clinton. Clinton, Zeus, thank you. Let's go to Clinton. Shit's getting real spicy around here. Oh, man. Okay, Clinton. Speaking of attorney generals, I said we was going to get off at 5 now. We got a lot to cover today. What'd you see that? Bill Clinton was attorney general of Arkansas. He served in the judicial branch. Then he was the governor of Arkansas. Wow. Then he became the president. Judicial. Technically, government is technically executive on a state level, right? That's not legislative. Just making sure. Using my my political science professors will not be happy about that. That's technically an executive, right? That's technically an executive position. Yes, good. All right, now, it seems, guys, we're at an impasse. It seems we have went through 3 presidents before Trump. And they all seem to have, at least, if not one, but 2 experiences. An executive branch, legislative, and judicial branch. Wowzers. But someone decided to throw in Ronald Reagan. And I was like, why are you doing that? Now, class, I'm going to act like I don't know Ronald Reagan's background. The reason I'm going to act like that, and I don't think the person that presented this question is doing this, but some people do this to me. People like to say Ronald Reagan was an actor, and Ronald Reagan just became president. And as FMG Mac, you're going to be the teacher's pet. I'm going to pin this comment here. FMG Mac, can I send you roses? Ronald Reagan was an actor. He was. Ronald Reagan was an actor. You know what else Ronald Reagan was? Ronald Reagan was a goddamn governor of California. Fuck up. Shut up. Ronald Reagan was one of our best presidents. Ronald Reagan was Ronald Reagan. And matter of fact, and I hate giving that sucker credit. Oh, don't speak about a dead man like that. I shouldn't. But Ronald Reagan, I have a list of nemesis when I get to heaven or hell. I like to think I'm getting to heaven. I got like 5 ninjas I want phase with. If I get to heaven and God's like, yo, you did great, you made it to heaven, I'm gonna get back on point. But I just want to tell y'all this. I got 5 ninjas I want to square up with. And God's like, yo, you did great. Yo, we just gonna take you up. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm be like, nah, yo, I need to know who up there. They be like, what you mean? Like, I need to know, because if they're not up there, I would rather go to hell and shoot them to fade. Ronald Reagan might not be in heaven. I'll be like, God, I'm sorry, I need a pass. Because me and Ronald Reagan got to shoot to 30. I'm going to walk up to the devil like, yo, it was good. Apparently, I wasn't bad enough to you. I just need 30 with Ronald Reagan real quick. Ronald Reagan, in his credit, was actually the president of the Actors Screen Guild. So he was the president of whatever that union was. So even before he became governor, he had some kind of, like the shit that you guys try to give Trump credit for. He was an executive. He managed his company. Anyway, so even Ronald Reagan, before becoming president, had experience governing. So here we are. Now back to Kamala. No, you can't, Kenneth, you can't bring up Trump going bankrupt 6 times, because I said that to a MAGA person and they told me that, is it Trump's fault or is it the people that he left in charge? I said 6 times? God damn. Ain't he known for firing people? So that's not fair. And the type of bankruptcy, you niggas got an excuse for everything. Holy smokes. Okay, so we've established, I love this shit. Y'all know I love this shit. Oh my God, Andre, you do realize bankruptcy is a tool for wealthy people. I'm gonna file bankruptcy. Let me borrow $1,000 from you. This shit is crazy, bro. I've never seen anything like this. Okay, if it's a tool for very wealthy people, how come in this entire thing, he the only one that's done it 6 times? How? I could be wrong. I don't think anybody in the background has done it yet. What the fuck, yo? Yo, what's wrong with y'all? Done it yet? What the fuck, yo? Yo, what's wrong with y'all? Ain't no shame you gotta work the money around. We defending bankruptcy for a spoiled rich brat? It's not crazy. Even the richest man in the world, he got on there when he filed bankruptcy. Back to Kamala. So we've established the last four presidents plus Ronald Reagan, before Trump had some type of experience in judicial, executive, legislative, some way, somehow. And now we're establishing Kamala Harris has experience in all 3. And you want to call her a DEI candidate? Funcat? Funcat? It's not fair. It's not fair. You are cheating. You are cheating. You are not playing. Give me the controller. I will tell mom. You are not playing the game the right way. And then we've established your candidate who's assembled this bootleg Avenger squad had experience in none of them. I guess DEI does not apply to white men. I guess the DEI insult does not apply to white men. And you know, it's like when I used to talk about the rap shit with y'all, right? And I realized a lot of kids, they don't remember what happened at the beginning. But this time with politics, I'm talking adults. I'm talking adults, and the adults are being negligent on purpose. Do you remember how Donald Trump started all of this? Do y'all remember how Donald Trump started his entire presidential movement? I'll wait. Want to talk to me about DEI? No. Polarizing race, but specifically Obama, but specifically one more thing, John. You're almost there, please. Come on, take us home, John. Attacking Obama, almost there. Perfect. Leon, my G. The fuck? Shout out to Leon, man. Shout out to Leon, man. Donald Trump. And this is why I have a fundamental problem with the Democrats as well. Because I know what they want to do. They want to govern. And they know they want to uphold some BS. And I know that sometimes their donors share the same space. So they want to keep the party going. But hey, dog, I remember he in America and he from Hawaii. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? So Donald Trump took the type of stupid people like user 717 blah 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 577. If you get him to change your user 718 to some shit like Power Rangers 42, you dumb. Change your shit before you start commenting. User 251. Oh, sorry, user. What do you mean? You weren't agreeing. Or you were saying here from, but still change that though. Change that. We gotta put a name on you, King. User 2571. We gotta put a name on you. You see, I didn't change my point just because you agree with me. I still need you to like that. Don't change nothing. I ain't Donald Trump. You still gotta change that. You gotta put, what's your name? Mike. You know what I'm saying? You gotta change that. So anyway, yeah, like we were saying. So Donald Trump knew that not user 251, but other Americans were that lost in the head. So you take a black man, a biracial man, middle name Hussein, born in Hawaii, and you start peddling out to them conservative folks who've been miserable the last 8 years or 5+ years, whatever. I think he started early, way before 2016, when Obama made fun of him, said, "You never be president." That was the one that really stung. And he started using that as the base, of building supporters. So this is what I have a fundamental problem with. This is why me and you don't see eye to eye, Chief Graham. Chief Graham, I would vote for you before I voted for Donald Trump. I'll bet it would be the same because y'all both idiots. That's right. So me, I have a problem at the base of the issue. If the way you start your movement is to attack the birthright of a fellow American because he's black and has a diverse name, middle name, like Hussein. And let's bring it back around. We're talking about DEI. See, they know the playbook. They running it. I ain't gonna lie, they run that shit well. The problem I have is it's working on the people it ain't supposed to be working on. You a black man. You know you a black man. You a black man. You a black man. You're a black man. You watch another black man's birthright, citizenship be questioned by this man, and you turn around and that's what you're supporting for the last 8+ years. We're going to be going up to 12 years on this now. They said worse than that, Jen. They had to pull up. You let Donald Trump, and you know the worst thing about Donald Trump? This is why some black people, when we get into conversations, right, that was politics. Don't hate the game. And that's where we're different. That was politics. I like politics. Tell me in what part of politics? Tell me in history of politics in which another presidential candidate citizenship was questioned in this manner. I can actually only think of one. And they did that with Canada. They shut that down real quick. I think it was John McCain. That didn't even see the light of day. We don't have a history of doing it. It's simple. See somebody's birth certificate, that's it. He knew that wasn't true. So that's politics. You said respect the game. The game got to have some type of rules. Hey, they question Harris too. Hey, why? Hey, how come it seemed the identity is always questioned? You're always questioning the mixed black people. What's up with that? Nobody ever said politics wasn't dirty, Chris. I never said that. What I said was, you as a black man, knowing that this is how somebody built their platform, why are you comfortable with taking that path? I never said the person couldn't be dirty. John McCain got more balls than you, raggedy. You seen that old white lady that said, let me play this shit. What the fuck I'm talking about? John McCain, rest in peace, got more decency than you. And you a person of color. John McCain was like 80. John McCain was old as hell.
We're scared. We're scared of an Obama presidency, and I'll tell you why. I'm concerned about someone that cohorts with domestic terrorists such as Ayers.
I have to tell you, he is a decent person and a person.
Hey, the dude said to John McCain, I'm scared. I'm not getting sensitive, brother. I'm telling the truth. I'm telling you try to say, oh, I'm sensitive. I'm not sensitive. I'm telling the truth. I never say he wasn't in office already. He can be in office. A lot of people in office, they're open, they can be critiqued. Bro's not even in office yet. I'm not here to criticize him being in office. I'm talking right now about how he got here, and I'm talking about DEI. So, yeah. You listen to somebody walk up. That's why I said Donnie was smart. Donnie said, oh, okay. I hear the Southern Republicans. I hear some of these trailer people. That's what some of them are. Listen to this. Who speaks like this? Y'all call it what it is.
And I'll tell you why. I'm concerned about, someone that, cohorts with domestic terrorists such as heirs.
I have to tell you,
When did Barack Obama cohort with domestic terrorists? Because his middle name is Hussein? Unless I'm missing something. When was Barack Obama chumming up with Al Qaeda? You talk about DEI. Talk about DEI. Y'all don't even know what the diversity is. With all due respect, no. See, that's your problem. His first presidency. This was before Barack Obama ever became president. You see how I get you, ninjas? That question was asked to John McCain before Barack Obama had ever become president. Before Barack Obama had ever become president. So John McCain has to say this.
Person and a person that you do not have to be scared as president of the United States. Now, and
you hear that boo right there? You hear that boo right there? Donald Trump was like, oh, they don't like decent men. Take notes. When I do it, I would incite hatred. You hear him? You ain't hear? Listen.
Just tell you, he is a decent person and a person that you do not have to be scared as president of the United States. Now, look,
I got to ask you a question. I do not believe in, I can't trust Obama. I have.
Why are two different people asking the same question? Hey, Chris, you pissing me off, Chris. I'll tell you why. Because you try to make it seem like, and that's why, so what Samantha's saying, Chris, you grinding my gears. Y'all try to make it seem like I have a problem with conservative politicking, bro. Like, when you get out your MAGA shit, Chris, and you talking about, like, we talking issues, I listen. I'm like, okay, maybe you think that's how you gonna do it, but dog, you don't hear him? And then you got another woman asking pretty much the same question, just a different way. And McCain got to deal with that too. Listen.
And he's an Arab.
He's an Arab.
He's not.
What's wrong with being Arab? What's wrong with being Arab? I notice when I start talking facts, y'all want to talk about other things in the chat. I'm not listening to you. I'm asking, what's wrong with being Arab? Why can't anybody tell me what's wrong with being Arab? This lady.
no.
He's an Arab. He is not Obama.
President of the United States. Now, look,
I got to ask you a question. I do not believe in, I can't trust Obama. I have read about him, and he's an Arab. He is not.
no, man. He's a decent family man, citizen that I just happen to.
You know how I know 2008 was a crazy time? Because John McCain himself was a decent man. Rest in peace. John McCain didn't even stop and go, wait a minute, what's wrong with being Arab? On top of that, Barack Obama's not an Arab, and he's a decent man. John McCain immediately said, no, man, because 2008, you gotta understand, we 7 years removed from 9/11. That it was still, you know what I'm saying? We in the midst of fighting in Afghanistan, Iraq still, you know what I'm saying? We coming off the George Bush presidency. The propaganda was still propagandaing. Right. So John McCain couldn't even, I don't blame him in a way. I think he He didn't do it, but that's why John McCain lost. Chris, this is crazy. This is crazy. Y'all can't win elections. You can't win elections on policies. So you win elections on exactly what you're accusing the other party of doing. Ideology bashing. Right? And we will get back on track. DEI. It's crazy. You got me I'm chasing my tail. Identity politics. So what exactly you accusing the left of doing is exactly what you're doing. You just admitted that the reason John McCain lost is because he took the decent way out. Because he didn't prey on and he didn't fearmonger on middle class, middle America white people. That's what we're gonna call it. Reverse identity politics. What's up with y'all? Anyway, so I'm off the Obama McCain shit. But that was just when people were decent people. Right? It's coming out. Y'all ran an identity politics campaign. Spent $143 million on trans messaging. That's a fact. That's a fact. That's a fact. That's a fact. Elon, this is how stupid y'all are. Elon went to majority Muslim communities, spent money on pitching anti-Muslim, anti-Arabic messaging in regards to Kamala Harris. Then he went to the Jewish community and advertised anti-Semitic rhetoric in surrounding Kamala Harris. And bada bing, bada boop. Right? So it's back to Kamala Harris. Back to Kamala Harris. I said, if you're going to give me a critique, and the critique was something that's actually pretty common. Something that's actually pretty common, right? Whether you don't see it in politics, you see it in just America, period. Right? You see people trying to pass down a position. Trying to pass down a position to the people under them. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. The problem is when you're trying to be, we're talking about presidency here, you gotta be a little more mindful, right? When you think about who you're going up against, Donald Trump, but you gotta be a little more mindful. But how can you look at somebody that was a vice president and tell me she wasn't qualified? How could you call her a DEI candidate and you look back here and you see some of the positions, some of these people are being nominated for? You say, it's just what real diversity is about. Matt Gaetz got a weird case. Why is he around? Matt Gaetz got a weird case. Why is he around? You see, the only way people can appease to y'all or appeal to y'all in politics on TikTok is to take this position. The right is nasty, but I'm a leftist. So I just criticize Democrats all day. Sorry, I don't do that. Democrats, that's the start of moderates. That is where I want to start. That is where I want to start. So I'll critique them. Back here is what I want to eradicate. What y'all talking about? Why do I have to do that? Hey, there's a killer down the street. There's a burglar up the street. I'm an anti-criminal. But give me a second. Let me call the police on the burglar. Well, what about the killer? Well, killers, man, we don't. Because TikTok is mostly, in my opinion, a very left-leaning platform. And all I see from leftists all day, just bagging on Democrats, just bagging on America, the system. Nigga, it's the system right here. It's the system right here. We're looking at numbers getting updated every day. Okay, even if she was going to lose the Electoral College, right? From a popular vote standpoint, we're going to be looking at a 49 versus 48% victory in total votes. This is not America's mandate. This is conservatives still coming out and showing up because they get it. Whether they're far right, moderate right, they get it. Except for the never Trump people. Right? And this is mostly the rest of America not being galvanized. And it does start with people talking heads like me online. How do you think propaganda works? You're actively contributing to right-wing propaganda. You went so far left. Y'all remember my circle? My wacko circle? You went so far left. You with the wackos up on the right. What are you talking about? You went so far away that your message is pushing the agenda of far-right nationalists. I swear to you not. Y'all pushing for the same agenda. It's just worded differently. What am I pushing for? At no point I say, hey, yo, man, the Democrats are... I'm pushing for common sense. But that's how you act uppity, elitist, right? You're above the fray. You don't want to actually do any work. Because doing work, and I'll give it to far right, I'll give it to conservatives, I'll give it to the right wing of America. Doing work, as ugly as it looks sometimes on the right, is what they're doing. You don't want to do any work. Where are the protests? Where are the protests? I saw a video the other day. Muslim community urged Donald Trump to follow up on his promise. Donald Trump said, screw you, I'm hiring Mike Huckabee. Mike Huckabee done shot a WWE promo. He told you he don't believe. Mike Huckabee said ain't no such thing as the West Bank. There's no such thing as a settlement. What the fuck are we talking about? But because you don't want to be the guy that's seen as the Democrat, workhorse. You don't want to be seen as the Democrat lackey, because it's not cool to be a Democrat. You're posed as the person that's just kind of going along with this, right? But it's cool to be MAGA with MAGA. They're making it cool in their circles. But the reality is you don't have to be a cool Democrat. You don't have to be like I don't have to sit here. I'm not a registered Democrat. I also have a brain. I would never vote for Donald Trump. It's that simple. Not really much there. Another Republican could be running against Donald Trump. I would have voted for the other Republican as long as they were sensible. Really not that hard. Really not a complex thing here. We have a fundamental issue. We have at the base of our argument, we have an issue at the root, that me and you it can't work. It can't work. Like at the base of it, I can't walk up to a poll and vote for someone who the base of how he started this whole thing was delegitimizing the citizenship of a black man. Can't help you. Can't help you. 6 bankruptcies, can't help you. Matt Gaetz got a weird case. I can't vote for someone who's putting loyalty over qualifications. Let's talk about Matt Gaetz, and then we're going to get up out of here soon. Okay, so to the Trumpers, why is Matt Gaetz qualified to be Attorney General? Let's go. Come on. Hold up the comments. Matt Gaetz got a weird case. Why is he around? Certified senator, certified pedal. Pop, 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 pop. I'm waiting. Why is Matt Gaetz qualified to be Attorney General? Let's go. As a matter of fact, let's back it up because I keep forgetting. I trust some of y'all too much. What is the job of the Attorney General? I'm going to do my dance. I'm going to do my stuff. MGM, appreciate you. I'm going to make politics fun. Go forth for Beyonce's dance party. That's not the question that I asked. I'm going to make politics fun. I'm going to make politics on the point. We're not going to get distracted with insults. We're going to ask people. Johnny, I didn't forget to talk about the jobs of senators. I didn't forget. Because we're going to talk about it when we talk about Matt Gaetz's job. No. Chris, be wise. That's not what I asked you. What is the job of the Attorney General? I'll read it to you, but I need to know. You could actually answer this very simply. This is very simple. No one can answer me the job of the Attorney General. It's actually a simple answer. I'm going to tell y'all, top law enforcement is good. More than half of America is dumb. That's not what I asked. I asked, what is the job of the Attorney General? Oh my God. What is the job of the Attorney General? Neek, I like this answer. Chief Legal Officer of Government. That's you guys are, that's good. Anyone else? That's just. Okay, here we go. The Attorney General, well, first, the Office of the Attorney General represents the United States in legal matters and gives advice and opinions to the President and to the heads of executive departments of the government when requested. It is the top attorney in the nation. In matters of exceptional gravity or importance, the Attorney General himself or herself will appear in person before the Supreme Court. The Attorney General role is not just limited. This is hilarious. And this is just going to offbeat. The Attorney General's role is not just limited to government matters. The Attorney General, known as the top attorney, is viewed as the top prosecutor of the land. So if Kellogg's is doing something that's affecting us federally, Attorney General's got to do their job. Okay, so we can call this person, for fun and games, the top prosecutor. Now you want to leave when we're talking about Matt Gaetz. Okay, so now, what do you guys know about Matt Gaetz? What do you guys know about Matt Gaetz other than he's got a weird case? Nothing. Okay, good. He's anti-establishment. That's not what I said. Okay, let's try this one more time. What do you know about Matt Gaetz' career? You hit me with DEI answers. He's more qualified than Kamala. What do you know about Matt Gaetz' career? This should be really simple and really easy. Do you at least know Matt Gaetz' current job that he just resigned from? Do you guys at least know that? Do you guys know Matt? Okay, other than the weird case, we've already established he's just a regular congressman. Okay, let's look at Matt Gaetz. Let's read. It's just reading. You know, they say our literacy rate has fallen below 54%. It's a bit problem. It's an issue in America. We're a first world nation. Okay, Matt Gaetz. What up, M? Blessings to you. Blessings to your family. Thank you for your support at all times. I wish you many more DEI hires. Matt Gaetz, thankfully at least, Matt Gaetz did graduate from law school. He practiced private. He did a private practice. In what area? I'm not quite sure. So he was never a prosecutor. He was never the defense attorney. He never was a judge. Oh yeah, because of his daddy, yes. He was the son of prominent Florida politician Don Gaetz and grandson of North Dakota politician Jerry Gaetz. Wait a minute. Holy nepotism. And you got the nerve, you're upset, DEI. Wait a minute. Wow. It looks like Mr. Weird Case Matt Gaetz. You know, I like me a little nepotism. One thing I'm not a hypocrite. Listen, I got Bronny James in the NBA. Kanye and Anthony. As long as these guys can work. So Matt Gaetz, daddy was a politician. His granddaddy was a politician. So he graduated from law school in Williamsburg, Virginia. He went to William and Mary. He worked private practice, short run as a private practice. From law school in Williamsburg, Virginia. He went to William and Mary. He worked private practice, short run as a private practice. Run as a private practice. Attorney. Okay. And then he went to the Florida House of Representatives. That is a state senator, my man. So let's talk state senators a little bit real quick. Okay, so listen, the short answer is they're lawmakers, okay? So what their job is, from a state level, I'm going to simplify this as much as I can. I hope you're listening now because I'm breaking it down for you, my man, okay? Just really keep it simple. So in your state, okay, you've got your governor, okay? Your governor is pretty much, that's the executive branch of your state, right? Like you got your governor, he would be, let's call him the president of your state. He signs bills and turns them into law. For bills to become law, right? Senators within your state senators got to sit there, draft the bill, discuss them, right? I'm just giving you their main job. They vote on them. They get enough votes, right? The bill's ready to be signed. They give it to the governor. The governor can be like, no, I'm going to veto this, etc. The same thing applies from state senator to regular senator. Okay? This is just on a federal level. Okay? So now, we do have House of Representatives, and then we do have, why is it missing me? Senators and Congress. So we have the House of Representatives, and then we have the senators. That make sense? That make sense? So the House was drafted, passed to Congress, or whatever the hell they're called, and then bada boom, they vote on it, president gets it, signs it, it becomes law. Does that make sense? House of Representatives, senators. Did I miss anything? I'm trying to simplify this as best as possible. I hope I just did that okay. I probably did it. But I'll just read it to you. Let me just read it to you verbatim. So it's better. I don't want you to have to go take a test and be like, HQ said, HQ, okay. So listen, I explained this, the state level, federal level. You have your senators, right? You have your senators, right? 2 to each state, that's 100. And you have the House of Representatives. They all make up Congress. You got a bill to be passed, House of Representatives put it together. Sometimes the Senate will do it. It's weird. Sometimes, don't ask me. Then it goes to Senate. Senate's on. It goes to the president. All right, cool. Matt Gaetz served as a state senator in Florida. Then he joined the House of Representatives on a federal level. He was a House of Representatives for a few years. Now I know what you're thinking. HQ, that must mean Matt Gaetz then when it became a federal judge or an attorney. Because you told me, HQ, you said that. You said the Attorney General is the top prosecutor in the land, the top attorney in the United States. You said that. I did. But however, Donald Trump doesn't give a damn. Donald Trump looked, he's like, we got a law degree. Oh, fuck it. That's all you need. And you guys want to start talking to me about DEI? Kamala Harris is more fit to be an attorney general of these United States than Matt Gaetz. Facts! Facts! That's a fact! She's been a district attorney. What do I need to know about Attorney General Barr? You're going to tell me that he did not submit to Donald Trump's whim. If you guys like to just spin things. If you can't find anyone, if you can't find anyone with a law degree that has been practicing as a prosecutor on a state level, on a federal level, that has been a judge, that would be favorable to you, then it must mean most of these people, and I will say this, even the Supreme Court, most conservative Supreme Court members, except for Clarence Thomas, from what I see, they just interpret the law differently. And they tend to be more like, so if they're a conservative judge, they know, okay, well, let's get a conservative judge and they'll interpret the law our way. But the Attorney General job, you're telling me, it seems as though every single person you must have approached about this that has been a judge, has been a state attorney general, has been a federal prosecutor, was not able to tell you to your face that I will put my loyalty for you over the well-being of this country. That's a fact. That's what I have to conclude. That is what I have to conclude. Administration, this the mafia. How can you as a voter, I appreciate the roles, unpopular. How can you as a voter be okay knowing that the last line of defense aren't going to be people that put the country before Donald Trump? Okay, you don't care about the skin color. You care if the experience is there. Tell me the experience that Matt Gaetz has that qualifies him to be an attorney general, Felix. And if you don't, I'm sending you to the shadow realm. You have 30 seconds. 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 4, 23, 22. I'm not mad. I'm waiting on the answer. 21, 20. It ain't nothing to send you to the shadow realm. That's just one more idiot off my list. 19, 18. I'm waiting. 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pin that comment. Goodbye, brother. Goodbye to you. These are the type of people I'm dealing with. He said, and I quote, we don't pick off skin color, we pick off experience. I said, okay, and qualifications. Tell me what Matt Gaetz' experience and qualifications says that he's qualified to be an attorney general. He said, bye, brother. I wasn't going to say anything until the pinned comment left. I had to put myself on timeout. And I said, you know what? I ain't going to say nothing until the pinned comment disappeared. I'll give you qualification. You know who's the most qualified person on this list for the position that they're being nominated for? It's actually Marco Rubio. I just think he's a spineless coward. Even a person that's actually qualified, I think he's a spineless coward. That's facts. I think he's a spineless coward. I'm trying to find the goddamn video. Chris gonna say it's politics. Water under the bridge. I think he's a spineless coward. Yeah, I get it. We all want to be successful. This is the path to victory. Trump is not my president. Literally, Joe Biden is still president right now. So yeah, I don't know what. I don't literally. And when he's inaugurated, unfortunately, that's how dumb the rest of us are. We'll go, yeah, he's president now. This conversation is not about me not being able to accept that Donald Trump is president. This conversation started with Fox News telling me this is the most diverse this is the most diverse administration they've seen in recent years. And because when we talk about identity, it's being about diversity and ideology. Trying to gaslight me. So I said, let's have a conversation about DEI. I never said Sunday won an election. I never said that. What are we talking about? What's diversity mean to me? I read it. It don't mean what it means to me. That's the problem. Y'all want to take things and co-opt it to you. You realize diversity is general a bad thing. Take the MAGA worm out of your brain before your right-wing goofs convinced you that woke was bad, DEI was bad. These are words that have existed. Diversity, equity, and inclusion has existed since the dawn of time. I will answer you what diversity means to me. It's the same thing it means to the goddamn dictionary. Diversity is not a, listen, DEI is not a, and that's the problem. When you start making a personal thing, DEI starts to mean to y'all anybody that's not a straight white man that you don't like their politics. You'll consider them a DEI hire. Thank you, Samuel. Or if you go to a political a corporation and somebody maybe doesn't do something you like, you're like, oh, it's a black woman, she must be a DEI hire. This is not a to me thing. Diversity has been in the dictionary since the dawn of time. What are we talking about? Let's stay on diversity. The practice or quality of involving people from a range of different social and ethnic backgrounds and of different genders, sexual orientation, etc. That is the diversity portion. Y'all keep saying DEI. The equity and inclusion portion, we could separate that and talk about that separately. America is a diverse country. We have people with different genders, people with different social backgrounds, different ethnicity. We don't live in Iceland. That's a fact. We don't live in Norway. That's a fact. So when you start structuring an administration that not only, that part is important, has unqualified people at certain positions, but also does not resemble what America is made up of, it's okay for us to say something. But the worst part is we didn't even say nothing. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. I didn't even say nothing, Chris. That's what's pissing me off. We like, okay, yeah, we know what the deal is. We already know what Donald Trump gonna do. We know the deal. What I had a problem with is when Fox News tried to gaslight me and said this is the most diverse administration we've seen in previous years. And then said, because diversity is really about diversity in ideology. The dictionary don't say nothing about ideology here. God. Then the worst part about it, if you really want to talk about ideology, none of these people voted otherwise, other than conservative. None of these people don't align other than, with anything else other than the MAGA motive. Vivek spoke for Donald Trump, endorsed Donald Trump. Everybody on here has endorsed Donald Trump. Everybody on here is a staunch conservative. Some of them are grifters. Even Tulsi Gabbard, the Russian op, you made the Russian op director of national intelligence. Even Tulsi Gabbard left the Democratic Party, became independent, then joined the Republicans. She no longer shares the same ideology. I wouldn't even say she left the Democratic Party. We have to have conversations. We have to have conversations. Wait, let's pull it up. Let's pull it up. I could be wrong. I believe she was forced out. Gabbard. I believe she was forced out. Hold on one second. We're talking about this that she left. No. I'm not attacking Al. I'm not attacking her military experience. You see, that's what I see. You see the difference? You see the difference? You see the difference? I didn't utter a single word. But if you brought it up, I don't do stuff like that. That's what MAGA does. They don't like something about you, they start attacking the other thing that they say they're for. Like I'm not a staunch military hawk. I'm not a staunch military hawk, right? If you see me as a leftist or a liberal, right, you would think like I'm not, but because from an individual standpoint, to serve in the military, for me, my personal belief about it is that I think there's sacrifices you have to make personally, outside of whether or not you agree with what America is or not, whether you served and you were a combatant or not. I think there's just certain sacrifices you have to make, even if you didn't have a top, you know what I mean? Like even the people that go basic training 6 months. I'm too disciplined of an individual and understanding like how you have to give up things in life. When will you learn churches will be made off the color of skin? Okay, so tell me what qualifies Matt Gaetz to be Attorney General? I agree with you. You'll be next. Okay, let's keep the show going because we're gonna have to get off soon, right? So, as we close out and we talk diversity, equity, inclusion, it's important. It's important that a lot of us, and some people come on here, say, oh, you talk about rap and whatever. I went to school for politics, so I don't really care. I was like, I'm not making another video about it. I'm telling you a lot, but I'm not making another video about it. Like, I don't care. You can't tell me what to talk about. But it's important that people who do have a brain, or maybe did go to school for this stuff, or maybe are involved. It's important that we have these conversations. And no, I said, not that I don't care about politics. I don't care for you to tell me what I can or can't do. You're telling me to log off. You can leave this space. How you gonna come to my live and tell me to log off? Anyway, it's important for people that have a brain to have these conversations, to call a spade, right? If you want to call it an oxymoron, I guess you could, or a paradox. No one in this chat, and this is how you have to start dealing with DEI. This is how you have to start dealing with the word woke, critical race theory. You have to start having conversations with people in public platforms that lets the undecided American, in terms of maybe they didn't participate in an election, maybe they just went with what they think is popular, whatever. You have to start calling them out and just ask them, Chris, you're supposed to be one of the most informed people here. Tell me, career-wise, not without saying loyalty to Donald Trump, what makes Matt Gaetz qualified to be an attorney general? Chris, I need an answer. Stop asking me questions. This is what MAGA does. MAGA puts the onus on the quote-unquote academics. It's a really great tool, right? They painted the left as a group of academics, but the leaders of the right wing are intelligent. But what they've done is they've convinced the voters of the right wing, who sometimes are not that educated. Sometimes, not all of them, and they've taught them to believe that the left wing are the scholars who look down on them. So the problem with that is it creates two things, right? The left wing does sometimes tend to, I wouldn't call it the left wing because these aren't really leftists. Democrats, they're not leftists. Let's call it what it is. Democrats do speak that way, right? Because it's hard to, it's the same that I just did, right? I'm like, I want to screw politics. What do you mean I can't talk about politics? Screw you. But you have to understand that after that, though, you got to be able to touch people on a regular level. That's why when I talk to politics with y'all, I'll make a little joke. I'll use some slang. I say, hey, talk to me then. What you mean? What's up? I'll talk about confirmations in a second. Chris, hold that thought, right? So what that does is it puts the onus on the Democrats to always have to answer. That's why when Pete B goes on Jubilee, he got to speak, right? But then you get some of these non-Democrats that are supposed to be educated. I got Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk's full of shit. And those are the talking heads. And those talking heads know exactly how to navigate from policy to fear-mongering and identity politics very well. So if they can't answer with politics, they let you know the Democrats are trying to make everybody transgender. They do it very well. Whereas meanwhile, Democrats only have one thing, which is common sense. Come on. Let's talk. Come on. But then the right is like, no, you explain it. So I'm asking, Chris, it looks like you gave me an answer. I don't think it has anything to do with qualifications. Honestly, he's an attorney. That's it. What does that mean, Chris? What does that mean? How can you tell me you just, oh my God, bro. You just told me that DEI is putting unqualified people in office. Now you're telling me that Matt Gaetz being nominated has nothing to do with qualification. He has the legal acumen to maintain the job. That is not the premise of the Attorney General. As Matt Gaetz prosecuted a crime, as he defended, Kamala Harris was an actual district attorney. Matt Gaetz was private practice for a few years. What is going on? Okay. It seems like this is what we're doing. This is the reality. Let me tell y'all the reality of what's going on. Donald Trump started his search for his administration. And if I was a shiesty, shady, manipulative con man, I would do this too. And this is why diversity is so important. If you talk about DEI, this is why diversity is so important. Because we all have, and yes, he all has yes men. We all have we come from different walks of life, right? So I'm Nigerian. I'm Nigerian American. When I was a wee little kid, I was aware of the concept of a dictator. His name was Sani Abacha. I'll never forget it. I was a wee little baby. But I was one of those wee little babies that was nosy. So when adults were talking, I would listen. So one day, everybody's screaming, jumping around. I said, what's going on? I said, Mom, what's happening? The entire street is jumping up and down. He said, son, the president just died. Well, not the president, the leader. I said, ooh, yeah, Abacha is dead. The dictator. Nobody liked him. I said, oh, okay. It stuck with me. So a few more years, I was researching dictator. I said, oh, damn, we had a few of these puppies. Then, when you have a diverse, so my experience, this is what diversity is, right? I had a short, I still do. I have a thing for recognizing behaviors of dictators. I have a thing for noticing, authoritarians is probably the best word. Authoritarian, right? But dictators are under that umbrella. Thankfully, the United States political system, hopefully, even though he's trying to dismantle that, sort of protects us from that. So I always had a penchant for dictators, what makes them them, right? And one of the things they're looking for is unwavering loyalty. They will put that over qualifications. So immediately when I see this without Fox News gaslighting me, I looked around, I said, oh man, your first qualification was, are you loyal to Donald Trump? Then after that is, do you have at least something that pertains to the job? We can go down the list. Actually, you know what? Let's go down the list. Let me point out the ones that I know off the rip. I'll give you a sample. The strongest candidate here, in my opinion, was Marco. My only critique of Marco is he has no backbone when it comes to Donald Trump. Same thing with Ted Cruz. I put him in the same category. They can't win. They can't beat him. Can't beat him. Join him, head ass. Right? You become Secretary of State. You think it's an easier path to when Donald Trump leaves. Right? So let me point out the people immediately. Pete Hegseth, right? Are you loyal to Donald Trump? Yes. Number 2, then we can look at your military experience. And remember, I told you, I don't knock on people's military. I don't do that. But at the end of the day, do you guys want to do the last 4 Secretary of Defenses? Right? Salute to Pete. The reality is Pete right now is a host on Fox. Right? He's not actively in the military, but he has served. And we thank him for his service. I don't want to become the people I'm speaking against. We thank him for his service. But the reality of the matter is the highest rank he held was Major in the National Guard. Nothing wrong with it, great position. However, we're talking about the highest order, right? So if the president leads the right, if the president is the commander in chief, the secretary, right? Okay, so let's look at the previous Secretary of Defense. Let's look at their ranks. Let's look at what they're into. And by the way, I haven't even looked. I'm not even kidding. I know Lloyd Austin because he's the Secretary of Defense now. If I love my echo chamber, did I block you from talking? You can talk. I'm doing a show. I'm informing and entertaining. Big Slim, I'm not taking any guests today. I can tolerate guests with raps. Because the other stuff has got nothing to do with what I'm talking about. You're not going to tell me, like, I ain't sound like them radio shows. You're not going to tell me how to run my show. And with that insult, you can enjoy the shadow realm. You can come here and say what you got to say. Carolina, thank you so much for the roses. LPE, like you're saying loyalty over qualifications. I like that you're admitting that. You see? Now what? You see what I mean? I just want the truth. That's all. I just want you to say that instead of, I know LPE, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm saying like generally, I just want people to like, instead of Fox News gaslighting me. Anyway, let's look at the Secretary of Defenses. All right. We got Lloyd Austin. Okay. This, I'm not gonna lie to you, this is not even fair. Lloyd Austin was a 4-star general. He was Secretary of War, Secretary of Navy. And then he became Secretary of Defense. I'm not taking any guests today. Honestly, I haven't been taking guests a lot lately. I just, like, I want to keep that. I want to keep that going. But I don't think so. Anyway, so you guys with me? You guys with me, right? All right, so list of Secretary of Defenses. All right, before Lloyd Austin, we got Acton. Oh God, it's so funny when we do this. We do this nonsense, right? So we got David Norquist. All right, his deputy. So he was the Chief Financial Officer of the United States Department of Homeland Security. He was the controller of the Department of Defense. I want to go to his military career. Oh my God, bro. We got, okay, so in defense, he was acting. But in defense, he was a federal civil servant. That's where he began his career. He's a budget analyst, Army Intelligence Security Command. Deputy Undersecretary of Defense. That's how he became acting. So he was a deputy. So I'm going to skip the acting people, right? To be fair. Let's go to Mark Esper. Mark Esper. He was Secretary of the Army. He was a lieutenant colonel. That was his rank in the Army. And then he became Secretary of Defense. So he was Secretary of the Army, he was a lieutenant, and there you go. I mean, we can do this all day, but y'all know where we going, bro. Like, I don't want to do this shit, bro. Like, we can do this all day. Who do you want to go next with? Yo, we can even talk about Elon Musk. I'm still waiting for people to tell me what qualifies Elon Musk to direct government efficiency. Why? Y'all keep talking about, oh, no DEI, that's what qualification. What makes him qualified to dictate efficiency in government? What government role has he held? What you're doing is, this is how Donald Trump, SpaceX is not a government agency. The fudge. You're using Donald Trump's ideology. A lot of us do this in real life, right? Oh, we're going to talk about Robert F. Kennedy in a second. Is Donald Trump was like, hey, I like the gutting, the stripping that you did of Twitter. You stripped it to the bare bones and it's still functioning. But to them, they think it's functioning well. I'm watching the demise of Twitter happen in real time. But that's what people with foresight do. We watch things happen. Hey, you laugh and I'm going to make a video right after this. Make fun of the celebrities leaving. Make fun. Oh, why are you putting out a press release? I'm going to make fun of it too. I'm going to do it. I'm telling you what I'm going to do if I do it. Donald Trump's like, okay, your qualification is you strip Twitter down. Somebody said Elon Musk is qualified to work Department of Government Efficiency because he built spaceships. Send his ass to NASA. NASA. What the fuck is y'all done made me so upset my accent came out. Just send his ass to the moon. And make Tesla, hey, Department of Transportation then. No, we assuming. See, that's the thing. You're right. You're right, Senior. He doesn't build anything. He's not an engineer. We didn't even get there yet. That's how the rabbit hole with these people is deep. We ain't even get there yet. But at the end of the day, you see me, I give props where props is due. At the end of the day, son's the richest man on the planet. I don't take away from people to have serious conversations. That's why they have to try to take away from Kamala Harris to have serious conversations. Can you have a serious conversation about Kamala Harris? Can you have a serious conversation about black candidates, Latino candidates, without stripping them of what's on paper? I don't have to strip. I never said nothing about Elon Musk's money. Hey, get it how you live it. You're a hustler. Hey, invent a department of hustling. Elon, you got the job. That's the Secretary of Hustling. America gonna hustle forever. That's what we love doing anyway. Hustle culture. Hey, Elon. Hey, Elon. Secretary of Hustling. A little shady, a little shiesty, maybe, maybe not. Some luck. But we leaving you in charge of that. A little legal billionaire hustling. You get tax breaks. But then you start attacking this welfare state. Hey, ain't nobody more of a welfare queen than y'all billionaires. What are you talking about? Hey, now that you bootlicking for the billionaires and the millionaires, ain't nobody utilizing your taxes more than them. What are you talking about? Hey, how money in the country, the deficit. You don't read the same articles I'm reading? Hey, it ain't just Elon, throw Jeff Bezos in there too. Bezos boy. And you know why I fundamentally don't have a problem with it? Because the moment they just elected said, I play the tax game well. Donald Trump said he played the tax game well. And people in the red states ran. You need it more than us. You need the tax revenue more than us. That's a fact. That's a fact. I'm living up north. I'm living with my Democratic governor. Oh, they convinced you. They said crime. Yes. Do you want to look at the crime statistics? I mean, America is dangerous. We're a gun-toting country. That's what we do. But they convince you that it's lawless. Hey, you get yourself a little bit of money up north, you straight. You good. You know what I'm saying? We're up to the hills. What are you talking about? Anyway, I don't discredit people before I tell the truth. I don't discredit people before I tell the truth. Right? Now let's get to Robert F. Kennedy Jr. Let's get to Robert F. Kennedy Jr. Are you guys ready to talk about Robert F. Kennedy Jr.? So I want to know. We always start everything, and I promise y'all we're going to leave after this because I appreciate. Yo, by the way, hold on. See, that's the thing I'm doing. I'm not showing gratitude. I appreciate y'all for being here. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. So 100 some people in here. We're having intelligent conversations while still having fun. We're standing we're standing tall against the trolls. We're chilling. Having a good time. And it's not going to be all 4 years. We're not going to be doing this, but we also are not going to. We're not gonna let people pee on us and tell us it's raining. Because somebody said, and before I get to Robert F. Kennedy real quick, Chris said, oh, don't they have to be appointed? Open the Pandora's box. What did the girl say? Clock it. Clock that T. Who wants to use recess appointments? I wonder why you would want to use recess appointments. Why would you want to do that? See, give me a second. So, wait, we got to take this off. Now you got me. You have the nerves to take the hoodie off. You ain't even moving the goalpost. That's not what you're doing. It's something worse than that. It's not being disingenuous either. It's malicious. It's disinformation. I care because I live in this country. I don't know why you don't. Your problem, not mine. You just told me, okay, first you said qualification. We discussed qualification. Then you said you still have to be appointed anyway. But your man said, Donald Trump tweeted verbatim, this guy was trying to influence the majority leader race, right? When the senators were voting on who's going to be the majority leader from the Republican Party, right? Trump said, and Rick Scott, you ain't got no backbone. What up? Yo, I wish TikTok let me curse. I start calling some of these senators what they are. Like, what? Having a backbone as a senator, means you gotta be able to stand on the law. Donald Trump tweeted 11/10. Any Republican senator seeking the coveted leadership position in the United States Senate must agree to recess appointments. Is anybody in the chat confused of what a recess appointment is and why what Chris was saying was a load of hogwash? Simply put, I'm not going to bore you. Recess appointments are a way to circumvent, to go around having the senators vote on his nominations. It's a small little trick in the Constitution that I'm sure the founding fathers never thought. A lot of this shit, yo, I respect the founding fathers, yo. I respect them. I do have some negative things to say as a black person, but I respect this whole United States shebang they created. But I know for a fact, them boys did not think of a Donald Trump. That's a fact. Because it's mad shit they ain't put in there. Yo, they ain't put you can't be a felon. They ain't put, yo, you know what? You can't use recess appointments before you get inaugurated. You can't use recess appointments unless it's on an emergency basis. The whole way recess appointments works is this. Congress works a certain amount of days in a month. And then you go on recess, low breaks, go handle your affairs, you got business, whatever, right? The game. The founding fathers was like, yo, but wait, son, what if Congress is in recess and it's like an emergency and the president got to nominate somebody? We need like an acting, whatever, attorney general. The founding fathers was like, oh, I bet. Like, yo, let's just put it in that the president has this power, because no president would like abuse it, would they? Would they? Would they? They would. How are you going to be walking into your presidency with a majority in the House, a majority in the Senate, and you're not confident enough in getting your nominations through? Let me say that one more time. How are you going to be walking into your presidency with a majority in the Senate, a majority in the House, and you want to force recess appointments through? Huh? How are you? How are you? New York City, you know what's going on. It's Funk Flex, DJ Funk Flex. How are you walking in to another term? It's not going to be your first time being president. To a majority House, a majority Senate, and you're not confident in having enough votes to get Matt Gaetz through. I can only conclude that you don't think some of these people would even get past your Republican colleagues. Holy mackerel. These are the people I'm trying to have common sense conversations with? These are the people I'm trying to have decent conversations with? Hey, you're against DEI, right? You're for qualifications, qualified candidates. Okay, then cool. Why you need recess appointments? If these guys are qualified candidates, let them sit in front of Senate. Let Senate vote on it. A favorable Senate at that. That's a favorable Congress at that. I would understand. Hey, man, listen. Hey, if the Dems got the majority, I would understand. I'm like, you know what? It's politics. You have the majority. It seems as though everything you are accusing the rest of America of doing is exactly what you're doing. You've claimed that DEI has shut off qualified candidates and shut out qualified candidates, where in fact, the way you are moving by only wanting individuals that are extremely loyal. So it's not even like you can't find some loyal people. You're looking for extreme loyal people, even if the consequence is they're not qualified enough to be approved by Congress. Somebody said you're creating his own swamp. Everything this man saw as a problem, he told you was a problem, he's just creating his own version. That's a fact. I'm going to drain the swamp. What's this? Creating your own swamp. A bunch of people with individual interests, a bunch of people who are coming in. Hey, let's look at Mike Huckabee's. You know what? Let's see Mike Huckabee. I'm just fascinated. I just want to see something real quick. I'm fascinated. Let's see Mike Huckabee's relationship with AIPAC. I just want to know. By the way, both parties. See, this is where, like, now you can do the both sides thing. This is where you do the both sides thing. Right? You want to talk about America? You want to talk about AIPAC? Yeah, I want to listen. Yeah, for sure. But some people are worse than the other. Mike Huckabee. You are followers of Huckabee, correct? Some of y'all don't even get that reference. I'm trying to make politics fun again. Make America great again. Make politics fun again. Empfa. We're going to put that on the t-shirt. Let me play this Cat Williams. For you.
Now it's time for a new president and all they country for. the world. That's a big place. I'm just saying. Fuck that. That was your main. You ain't never had a pit bull puppet. Gas bag of Huckabee, nigga. Ain't nobody. Followers of Huckabee all in up out the goddamn bucket up yet. Nigga, goddamn. I've been confused the whole fucking election. I'm just glad Huckabee had to drop out the goddamn race because I was finna leave the goddamn country if we had to have a president named motherfucking Huckabee. That's where we should draw the goddamn line. We can't go from a Bush to a motherfucking Huckabee all in the same goddamn jump. Have all the other countries fucking with us at the United Nations and shit. Just, you are with Huckabee, yes? You are followers of Huckabee, yes? How the fuck you gonna be president? Your name sound like bullshit weeds. Nigga, don't even come over here with that big ass bag of Huckabee, nigga. Ain't nobody interested in that shit. Like smoking a cactus. Some of you niggas can't even laugh because you got a big ass bag of Huckabee in your pocket right now. McCain can't be president because he up.
That's good times. That's what the Republicans were having a primary. Mike Huckabee was trying to be in it. My boy Catwoman said, hey, I can't vote for no guy named Huckabee. You are followers of Huckabee, correct? You are with Huckabee. Anyway, we were researching. We were trying to figure out Mike Huckabee's relationship. Interesting. Let's see what Mike Huckabee has been up to lately. Ah, yes. A pro-settlement envoy. Mike Huckabee. Yes. So let's look at Mike Huckabee's history. Well, Mike Huckabee's told you there's no such thing as the West Bank. Mike Huckabee has been on... Whoa. That's a lot. So he ties his evangelical faith. Evangelicals are so funny because I tell my Jewish people all the time, like, it's got to seem like a slap in the face. Evangelicals have like this connection with Jewish people in the sense that they think they're a means to an end. And somebody needs to wake it up. I want my Jewish brothers and sisters to wake it up. I'm serious. You need to wake it up. In this case, I guess Mike Huckabee is qualified, right, at being a menace. That's fine. I don't think Mike Huckabee is going to promote any type of peace, but I don't think that's what Donald Trump wants as far as who's the ambassador to Israel anyway. Why didn't we name other ambassadors to other countries? Why don't they get their own thing? I'm so serious. Why didn't they get their own? Why, like, we have ambassadors to other countries. How come they? Who's going to be the ambassador to China? Why don't we know that immediately? I have questions. I'm just saying. Right? Like, I'm looking at the list of current U.S. ambassadors. Man, we got a lot. There are 195 ambassadors. But it was very important that we named one immediately. I told you guys I'm Nigerian American. We even have an ambassador in Nigeria. His name's Richard Mills Jr. He's not Nigerian. He's a white guy. I'm sure he's a nice guy. Is anybody gonna answer me why don't we have that? Why don't we, like, how come we don't have who's going to be the U.S. ambassador to China? Our relationship with China is important. Why y'all refuse? What about the U.K.? We're allies, Germany. How is it important for Donald Trump to name one now? So to all the people that were telling me to vote Jill Stein, that's very interesting. Our U.S. ambassador right now to the Republic of China is Nicholas Burns, by the way. I wonder who Trump is going to appoint. So no one's going to tell me? Okay, user 246811012. What makes Matt Gaetz qualified to be Attorney General? I'm getting ready to get up out of here because we're having the same conversations. Anyway, so are you going to answer? User 2468. Come on, going once, going twice. Going thrice. Okay, so let's conclude this show. Let's conclude this show by going back to the intro and making that our conclusion. He knows a lot about the age of consent laws. Matt Gaetz got a weird case. Why is he around? Certified congressman, certified PDL file. Pop, 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 pop. That's who Kendrick need to be focused on. Matt Gaetz. Why is he around? So I'm going to close out with telling you guys that I hope you see the plays. I hope you see the plays. I hope you got some dog in you. I hope you got some fight in you. I hope you're not going to let these people gaslight you. We started this show by saying that we didn't come here. We didn't come here to not accept election results. Apparently, most of us are Americans. We're not in a cult with the Democratic Party. Most of us probably voted that way. We thought that was best. If anybody should be revolting, it should be most Democrats, right? That have a leg to stand on, in my opinion. But I want y'all to be aware, because I came here and I started this conversation because Fox News was trying to gaslight me and tell me this is the most diverse administration they've seen in a while. And they said, well, in terms of diversity, we're talking about diversity and ideology. Both things are wrong. In terms of diversity in personal experiences, backgrounds, race, gender, this is not that. It doesn't fall completely short. There are about 3 women here, 4 women up here. There's a Asian gentleman here, right? But don't pee on me and tell me it's raining. None of these people have a diversity in ideology. Diversity of a mind could be a thin line. These people do not share that. They did not share that. Then you start telling me about qualifications. Half of these people on here aren't qualified for the role that they're in. I have not said anything about my race. And as we conclude, you are still trying to distract me. This show went on for 2 hours. Y'all lost. You think this is about allegiance to a cult party, and that's where me and you differ. My evidence that they're not qualified, I've listed it from start to bottom. I compared all the attorney generals before Matt Gaetz. I talked about the role of an attorney general, none of which Matt Gaetz has done previously anything close to that. Only thing he has done is served in the legislative branch and not on the highest order. He's not served as a senator. He's served in the House of Representatives. As a congressman in the House of Representatives. Attorney General. He's ran a private practice, corporate law. We're not going back to that. We are closing out. Y'all stay blessed. That's fine. Not my problem. You'll figure it out. So, as people hijack and co-opt things, they co-opted woke. They co-opted that, hijacked that. Now they co-opting DEI, hijacking that. And they are flipping it around in order to do the exact thing that they are claiming the rest of America is doing. They co-opted diversity and they are putting it and selling this to you as diverse. Critical race theory. They have told you that the school system is politicized. Meanwhile, Oklahoma is putting the 10 Commandments back in school. They are taking everything and flipping it. The exact things they claim, they take that same system and flip it. You want to focus on education. What does that have to do with the Bible? Government shouldn't be in school. Bible was there first. Say that out loud 5 times. Say that out loud. You You have a public school system. Government should be in school. Bibles were there first. You're so conservative, you want small government when it's convenient for you. I know you're going to tell me you're going to do the literal thing. You're going to say that. You're going to say that that's not what separation of church and state is, right? What about the other children that are not Christian? Okay, so that's where we are. That's where we are. They don't understand diversity, equity, inclusion because they only see the world through their own lens. The Bible needs to be in school because they only see the world through their own white Christian lens. And if they're not white, they only see the world through a white Christian lens because their minds are still colonized. Better to be in proximity of whiteness. Better to be the proximity of whiteness than to be a loser. Right? Right? So there's that. I hope you all have a great Sunday. I hope everyone stays safe, stay educated, read. A large part of America will not read a book. Read anything. Read something. You don't even have to read like really important stuff. Thinking Fast and Slow. You can even read something basic, how to rap. You can even read in sports. Colin Cowherd, You Heard Me. Just read something, anything. Read. Educate yourself. Understand what diversity, equity, inclusion means. Yeah? Okay. I appreciate y'all. Thank you so much. Y'all have a good night. I'm out of here. It's 6 o'clock. Any last words? No. Take care. I wish your family nothing but health and wealth. Thank you.